to
Sheldon
number 2,
Creed.
red, white nose 2.
Here comes a fast one. We talked about those RCR cars all day long. You got one of them up there in the top lane leading.
He's got his teammate
behind him. Jeb is throwing some blocks that are late. That's for sure.
But they're working so far.
They're working. We only got 3 laps to go to keep them working. He's going to have to definitely make another one here. These guys are going to get to him if they keep working together.
But he split the teammates apart. The 2 and the 21 are now split apart with that block from Jeb Burton.
Austin Hill outside working with Jeb Burton. Going to be 2 laps to go when we come around this time. And there goes Daniel Hemric off the bumper of Sheldon Creed. And this is the big one here at Talladega.
Oh, my.
Got one upside down. Is that Daniel Hemric on his roof?
Upside down.
Most of the field is caught up in this wreck. Only a handful of cars are driving by us right now. I hope Daniel's okay.
Second time today we've had a car upside down at Talladega. This one happens with 2 laps to go. Ninth caution here at Talladega has led to our second red flag. We were coming back around off of turn 4, and we got word that they were in communication with driver Daniel Hemric in the 11 team. So that's really, really good news, because he was the driver in that scenario we were most concerned about after he got upside down. Here's the replay.
Yeah, we see Daniel Hemric out in the lead pretty far out. He goes up the hill to try to close that gap some. Comes down too late, right? Late block, and then kind of causes the big one, and everyone's right there. And there is some massive hits. A lot of cars to the outside wall. Yeah, and pretty much all the cars behind get caught up in this thing somehow.
I think, Joey, the closing rate was faster than Daniel could anticipate. He had just gotten too far out. And that just, it's a rubber band, and it snaps back as you see him flipping over the 11 car, Daniel Hemric.
And the safety, the AMR safety team rehearses this to make sure with the driver inside, you turn that vehicle back over very calmly, set it down very easily to protect the driver inside the cockpit of that race car. Sometimes the process can seem slow and you think urgency, but when you've been in communication with the driver, you want to make sure you do that as delicately as possible, keeping their safety in mind.
Yeah, you don't want the car to come slamming down.
And there's Daniel Hemric.
He looks to be okay, which is great.
Crowd cheering for him. Makes you feel a little better. Glad to see that. He was on his roof for a long time in this wreck. Let's take another look at this replay. So you're going to see Daniel's going to come down and try to block the 2. And when he does that, just mayhem ensues here. And you're going to see a couple combo shots of wrecks, crashes. The 91 here with a massive hit up against the outside wall, Joey.
Josh Bilicki in the 91.
Takes the camera out.
Yeah, here's a view of some of these hits into the wall. There's how Hemric gets over. The 91 takes a pretty good hit there.
Riley Herbst looked like in the 98 riding right underneath of Hemric as he went up on the wall. Chandler Smith got heavy damage.
You see a lot of these guys on the bottom, some damage, maybe not that bad, right? They're all kind of out of control spinning, but all the big hits really happen on the outside of the wall.
Austin Hill, one of the most dominant cars of the race, he gets caught up in this as well.
He and Moffitt both with just a little bit of a spin here, but I'm like Joey, I think they're a part of that group that had minimal damage as they slid down to the inside. Not a lot of contact for those 2 drivers. There goes Bilicki. I'll say this, incredible work by all of our camera folks. Had an incredibly long day today here for Cup Series qualifying, did the ARCA race, and now this extended afternoon for the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Hey, this is the worst part about super speedway racing. right? Like, if you look at the racing before this, man, it's awesome. And then this has to happen, and it just, you hate seeing cars get torn up. You hate seeing, oh my gosh, what a hit that was.
Never had a chance.
Just from being inside these things, you know how much it hurts to get in a wreck like that. Like, it's obviously does not feel good, and you don't want to see a driver ever get hurt or go through any of it. But that's what the speedway racing is, right? When everyone's race is so close and it's so awesome until it's not.
Austin Hill on board. He's sliding for a long time here.
Oh, he gets hit from behind there at the end.
The leaders are just trying to control the lanes. We talk about it all the time, Joey. Control the race, control the race, control the race. Sometimes these races just aren't meant to be controlled.
Yeah. And we see no one has really been able to control this race today. And when it happens at the lead, the whole pack is there waiting when you come back up.
And he did. He came back up in the spin. Took a lot of cars out in this big wreck here with just a few laps left to go.
Flash of fire coming from the Casgrala Toyota.
It looks from here they're doing a pretty good job of cleaning this wreck up. Obviously a lot of cars down there. There's so many flashing lights, cleanup vehicles and safety vehicles down there. They're starting to pull off now, which is a good sign. Some speedy dry being put down as well. So the cleanup is, they're doing a good job at rapidly cleaning this one up.
And lost in all this is Jeb Burton cycles to the lead. Him and Sheldon Creed running 1-2 now.
Red flag at Talladega. A lot of cars beaten up in this one, but as Brad said, right now it's Jeb Burton in front. This is our 9th race of the year. At least 5 have had 9 cautions, so over half, and this yellow brings out the red. When you're inside of 5 laps to go at Talladega, and everything that's on the line that you have here, you know it's going to get like this. And drivers have went to the care center. Some are being released. Let's go there now to Josh.
Taylor Smith checked and released from the care center, just seeing the replay for the first time. So from your perspective, what happened?
I mean, you can't see much other than another car flipping today. That's 2 cars in one day. It's flipped. That's interesting to me. But no, we had a really fast number 16 Quick Type Proc Chevy Camaro. Got into the mix with the Junior Motorsports cars there and got some damage from that and put us back and behind the 8 ball. And yeah, I don't know. It looks like 2 got into the 11. That's what I see. But that's a pretty nasty wreck for sure. Hopefully Hemric's all right. We about got through it, and that's why I'm so pissed off. I knew I was almost through it, and then somebody hooked me at the last minute. And looking at the bigger picture, all the guys that were racing for points are basically wrecked out for the day. So just trying to salvage it, and even limping it to the start-finish line would have been a really good day for us, but couldn't get it fired back up. So we're moving on to Dover.
Thanks, and glad you're okay, Chandler. Going to walk over here to Riley Herbst, checked and released from the care center as well. So from your perspective, what did you see out there?
I don't really know, Josh. I know that we didn't really have the fastest race car all day today. It's kind of what happens when you don't have track position. Just really struggled all day, didn't have any speed, and couldn't really go anywhere. The next thing I know, the 11's flipping off my nose, and that one stung a little bit, just kind of a stinger from the head a little bit. But we'll be good. Get to go to Dover next week and go haul ass at a racetrack that I love, so I'm excited.
Thanks, and glad you're okay, Riley. Going to walk over here and check in with Ryan Sieg, and Ryan Sieg checked and released from the care center. What did you see there?
Not a whole lot. Just saw somebody come across my right front. But maybe it was a late block. There was a lot going on. You know how it is, the end of the Talladega here. We had a great CMR roof in Chevrolet. Yeah. Somebody just decided to turn left when there's a car there. It was a late block, big late block. But all in all, I mean, it was a good day. We were leading right there at the end where we needed to be. With CMR Ford, we all work hard. We thought we would have had us one, you know what I mean? We were pretty excited, but these races come down to, you know what I mean, the very end here. Just darn.
Unfortunate ending to a strong day for Ryan Sieg. Glad you're okay.
Ryan Sieg walks away. It ends an opportunity to get his first career victory at a place where he's been top 5 for the last 5. And late in this race, we've seen so many drivers that we just anticipate when we come here are going to be a part of the equation. Many of them trying to get that first trophy, and now they find themselves done for the day, because finally, after so many what I would call many big ones, we get the big one as we were closing on the end of this race.
Yeah, and you know, intensity picks up, end of the race, and the blocks are a little bit out of time. And you really run into kind of this game of chicken. Is the guy going to lift for my late block or not? And, you know, Sheldon didn't lift, and that's what I think what I just saw there. It's not really his job to lift for that as well. And when chaos ensues, you know, it takes a lot of people with him, collateral damage. And like you said, a good 5-10 car wreck here. This is definitely our biggest wreck of the day. So a lot of hard hits today. I'm so glad to see some of these guys all get out of their car, or all of these guys get out of their car and be able to talk to Josh Sims. Josh Sims getting a little overtime today.
He is.
Over at the Care Center doing the interviews, but glad you're able to do that, Josh, and glad everybody's okay.
I've never seen the triple interview at the Infield Care Center that Josh was able to pull off there. But unfortunately, that's what happens here on Super Speedway Racing. We see it happen so often. The cars that you expect to be up front, because they've been up front all day, they've been racing for the lead, those are the ones that get torn up a lot of times. And then it's a couple cars that, quite frankly, got lucky to get through that wreck.
Yes.
And now they are in position to go win the race. They have a great shot at it now for survival, right? So it's weird how Super Speedway Racing works, right? If it goes green, the guys that were up there, they know what they're doing. They reap the reward from working all day and being up there. But then there's times like this where the guys that were hanging around all of a sudden get through it, and now they have a shot to get a big win.
Cleanup about done. They're firing the engines. Let's, in fact, they're rolling now. Let's go back to the Care Center and Josh.
Yeah, scary wreck there, but thankfully Daniel Hemric checked and released from the Care Center. From your perspective, what happened there?
Oh man, trying to win a speedway race. Super pumped with the Circle Chevrolet, and to be honest with you, I haven't even seen a replay yet. Yeah, I just got too far out, looks like. I was for sure late-ish on the block there. Should have committed. Gosh, there's so much give and take throughout the day to try to work with Alliance cars. I feel like within Call Like Racing, we got pretty beat up last week about racing other people and so on and so forth, a little more respect, and caught some other guys a break. Cut some other guys a break there earlier. I thought I was going to get one there, but it's also coming to the win. So I understand different stages of the race, but super big thanks to NASCAR, all the safety crew. That's the first time I've ever been over, I think, outside of a go-kart racing. So not the fission by Circle boost I needed. Everybody needs to check out their products, but it's the way it goes. But damn it, it's one to win.
Glad you're okay, Daniel.
Yeah, we're glad Daniel and all the others able to go to the Care Center, get checked out, and walk away. Cars are rolling. It'll be an overtime finish at Talladega. We're back after the break on FS1.